A very good evening. Thank you very much for joining us for the UBC News tonight at 8 o'clock. My name is Wadulo Arnold and Dorothy Namuyomba on sign language. Without further ado, let's get straight into the bulletin. Residents of Chigungu landing site, especially the Catholic community, were left in shock and disbelief after an unknown people set fire to Chigungu Mapera Catholic sub-parish. The motive of the person is not yet known. They now want police to install security cameras around the church premises to identify the culprits and their motives towards the destruction of God's house.
To now, residents of Chigungu landing site and the Catholic community remain stranded following a ghastly incident where unknown people set the Chigungu-based Mapera church on fire. According to the head of laity, Annette Nabusova, the fire started at around 10 a.m., burning to ashes the tabernacle and cupboards near the altar that held the Holy Communion.
This is the second time. Previously, I can think maybe a year back, we had robbers entering this church. They stole a lot of stuff and spoiled very many things.
It's not yet clear why the culprits tried to burn down the church built by the Catholic Church in Uganda in memory of Reverend Father Charles Laudel Mapera and Brother Delmas Amans, the first Catholic missionaries to come to Uganda on 17th February 1879 to introduce Catholicism.
Yeah, of course we have to be worried because you wonder where someone has got guts from to attack the Catholic Church, where we all know that this is the house of the Lord.
If someone be in a position of coming into the church of God and cause fire to burn, almost burning God, it is something I would think that is evil, demonic.
The catechist trusts that street cameras installed around the church will aid police investigations.
We've seen we have cameras around. We are waiting to have a conclusive report of who caused the fire to the church and action to be taken.
We shall assign some people, the residents, senior residents, to go and try to verify those who are suspected to be behind this crime.
According to residents, the incident comes days after they surveyed the church land for fencing to preserve the rich history of the Catholic Church. Mapera Church has been facing a number of challenges, including robbery and threat from rising water levels of Lake Victoria. During the recent commemoration of Father Mapera on 17th February 2024, the Archbishop of Kampala Diocese, Paul Semogirere, stressed the need to open church boundaries to safeguard the church from encroachers. By press time, there wasn't an intervention made to enable catechists recover the destroyed property and are now worried that they are more likely to miss tomorrow's Mass since they missed some of the must-have items in order for Mass to take place. Sula Kagugubei compiled this story for UBC News.
Quite appalling what happened there. Now, the government has extended condolences and financial support to 25 families who lost loved ones in the Chigogwa fire incident. The Minister of State for National Guidance, Godfrey Kabyanga, delivered 5 million shillings to the family of the late Edward Mwebaza in Kayunga district. Mwebaza, who died from severe burns, was laid to rest at his ancestral home in Kayunga. UBC News has more details on this story.
So we are here to deliver the condolence message from His Excellency the President. It was given to me by the Right Honorable Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Robin Anabanja. You have taken some time to deliver it because the President directed that we should deliver to every home where the person was buried. So we have been moving from home to home, and we had thought Honorable Amos Rugorovi, who is the minister from this area, would deliver it, but he has been away on official duty out of the country. So I realized we were a bit delaying, so I decided to come personally. But so far, we have delivered to 25 families, but you know the death toll now has raised to around 34. So we are still yet to deliver to around 9 families. But we are moving from family to family. So today I was here in Kayunga to deliver the condolence message of the president. It's very unfortunate that this young man has died very young. He was born in 1997. I think he's only now, he died at 27 years. But he left a child, young girl, and the family has also appealed for assistance for the young kid. I will deliver the message to the Right Honorable Prime Minister.
The rate at which Ugandans are putting into practice wealth creation messages has impressed the country's president, General Yoweri Museveni. The head of state says that had this been embraced way before, Uganda would not economically be the same with more netizens in the money economy. Mr. Museveni expressed this during his wealth tours of the districts of Butebo and Budaka in Bukedi sub-region of eastern Uganda.
For quite some time, wealth creation is one that has been part of President Yoweri Museveni's messages to Ugandans. It may have taken some time for people to appreciate it, but like they say, better late than never. From what has been seen so far, everything looks progressive. Progressive because farmers like Kedi Patrick of Kashebai sub-county in Butebo district does not regret venturing into poultry farming, a venture that was made possible with the funds from government thanks to the parish development model.
Wekitiibwa President bali ate ekintu kyanjawulo bansasula miliyoni emu n'emitwalo 87.5. Ezo sente ezo zanyambako nnyo nefunako endimiro nalina eka zange nnya era bwe ziri era eka zenya nasibamu ne kasooli era endimiro ndala gye nafunamu nasibako green space wamanyi kyorogo.
To see for himself what transpires here was President Yoweri Museveni, the brain behind the PDM, as goes its acronym. He listened attentively to these farmers' achievements, challenges, and future prospects.
President waffe wano amaji badenga tundanga sengo 8 ekirimu gana fertilized eggs 8 katolo 8 bwentunda amaji enkoko zino 63 ziri eri leka zino ziva muziri 63 enkazi zibika amaji 45 watano olunaku.
Impressed, the president extended a 10 million support for further expansion into other ventures, a gesture welcomed by area leaders.
Start the family companies. There's no consolidation. Yes. You can divide within unity. You can have shares within unity. You don't have
He had wanted to convince him about dairy, but he was inflexible. Then the president opted to give him the 10 million and urged him to use it in a manner that it will be it will cause a multiplier effect, that the investment out of that 10 million will be passed on to other people in the community.
Perhaps at some point, Kedi's venture will grow to the level of Nimrod Kiriamlonde, a prominent farmer from Kamonkoli sub-county in Budaka district. Mulonde, a former agricultural officer, understood what it meant to put farming theory into practice. This explains ventures in fish, poultry and dairy farming, among others.
We have turkeys, we have ducks, like you've seen, we have guinea fowls, and we have the rabbits. From this kind of project, we get at least 65.2 annually. Then we take away expenditure, which is approximately 45, and we end up with profits of about 20.2.
Even when he's sickly and unfortunately not able to speak, his ventures speak for themselves.
The family would love to embrace modern farming techniques for Nikim, farm and expand service beyond the local market to Greater Bukit and Bugisu, because we receive people from these various parts who come here, and kindly we request the President, His Excellency, the President of Uganda, to look into this.
Such is the gospel that President Yoweri Museveni has been encouraging Ugandans to embrace.
So, Mzee Kiriamlonde is now one of the fertile grounds where the seed of wealth creation germinated. And as you can hear, these are just 5 acres. It's not a big piece of land, but you have heard what he has done with it.
And this is why he is extending technical and health support to this family and its farming ventures.
4 things: health, transport, hatchery, and animal feed making. I will support that.
The journey towards wealth creation continues, and these tours by the President for assessment of the same are part of the journey. Henry Okrut, UBC.
And furthermore, delegates representing Uganda at the upcoming COP29 Climate Change Summit have been urged to remind developed countries to fulfill their climate commitments made in the previous summits. Jacqueline Amongin, Uganda's representative at the East African Legislative Assembly, IALA, made this call during the flag-off event organized by the Pan-African Climate Justice Alliance.
Climate change affects Uganda just like it may affect any other country in Africa.
Climate change remains a critical issue worldwide, with the countries gathering annually to address it through initiatives aimed at reducing global environmental pollution. COP29 is one such conference, drawing participants from over 52 nations to work towards a sustainable future. Jacqueline Amongin has encouraged Ugandan delegates to urge nations to honor their climate commitments.
Your Promise campaign is calling upon leaders here in Uganda, in Africa, to call upon the global north to make sure they commit to fulfilling the pledges of the commitments that they make every year. 100 billion to climate financing, of which most of this money does not even reflect in Africa. It goes to very few countries.
The national coordinator of the Pan-African Climate Justice Alliance, Florence Kasule, also called on citizens to participate actively in environmental protection initiatives to ensure the well-being of the future generations.
If we have the political will with us, we are going to address many issues. Next is to build capacity for the young people especially, to see that they can access the money by building their capacity in fundraising and proposal writing, to access the GEF and the GCF funds.
She further emphasized the importance of highlighting government investments in environmental programs.
We have also put the politicians, the MPs, on task to advocate for policy implementation. Also, Ministry of Finance to put up budget allocations so that the policies that have been formed can be implemented. They are not put on the shelf.
Robert Katamba and Mike Makabulindi, UBC News.
President Yoweri Museveni has revised government's approach to the use of wetlands in the Bukedi sub-region, shifting away from agricultural activities like rice farming to encourage the development of extensive fish farming. This move follows promising results from pilot projects in the area which have shown positive impact on local communities. More details in this report.
District number 1 is Busia. Can we hear you?
On the second day of his three-day presidential wealth creation tour, President Museveni has addressed local leaders from the 7 districts that make up Bukedi sub-region at a meeting held in Butaleja district.
Who is Tororo? Can we hear you?
The gathering in Butaleja brought together a broad array of leaders from across the entire Bukedi sub-region.
Bukedi region.
On arrival, President Museveni was welcomed by a delegation led by the Vice President of Uganda, retired Major Jessica Alupo, Prime Minister Robin Nabanja, among other key figures, including the NRM Secretary General, Right Honorable Richard Odwong.
And assembled before you are the guest leaders you invited from the sub-region. 2021. This was the vote for the manifesto we are reviewing today. Tororo moved a little to 55%. Palisa was at 64%. Chibuko was at 55%. Bodaka was at 52%. Busia moved to 46%. Butaleja dropped to 54%. Butebo gave us 65%.
Uganda, through the Ministry of East Africa Community Affairs, has undertaken a number of steps to promote the integration of the East African member states. The sub-region, Your Excellency, has got 2 major one-stop border points, and that is Busia and Maraba.
Zonal tours have greatly helped in awakening and mobilizing the population to meaningfully participate in wealth creation and job creation initiatives, as demonstrated by the farmers who we visited yesterday.
At the meeting, several ministers provided sector performances and updates of the Bukedi sub-region.
Bukedi region has 635 parishes, with 313 hosting at least one government primary school. Bukedi, that is Kibuku, Palisa, Butebo, Busia, Tororo, Butaleja, and Budaka, have a total national road network of 815.6 kilometers.
The total fertility rate in Bukedi region is 6.5 children per woman, compared to the national average of 5.2. So the area is quite fertile.
No leader in Uganda, no political party, no nation I see in Africa does what you do by coming to account the people on the account of what achievements we have scored.
President's address focused on the need for more sustainable and productive approach to agriculture in Bukedi. Museveni advocated for the expansion of fish farming in the region.
I don't want the market to leave the wetlands. I would like to do 2 things. Number 1, use the wetlands better and get more money out of them. But at the same time, save the wetlands for a reason which I will tell you. That's why, therefore, the fish ponds should be not in the center of the swamp, but at the edge of the wetland.
Museveni noted that while they had some reluctance among local communities to adopt his wealth creation message, those who had heeded the call were now reaping the rewards.
You know, it is as if they don't care about these people. bali nk'abatalumirwa abantu bano kubanga.
President Museveni also addressed recent changes in the Uganda Coffee Development Authority, noting that Prime Minister Robert Nabanja will now oversee the sector in a move aimed at improving management and maximizing the potential of Uganda's coffee industry.
When we were having our little battle in Parliament about the parasites of UCDA, now, my MPs said we need that UCDA was giving opposition members of parliament seedlings and denying them to the NRM people. Can you imagine? That's why the opposition were supporting UCDA. But because the government opposition. So we have now I have put Right Honorable Nabanja in charge of that. She's going to have a meeting to see how we can support our members of parliament with the Ndokwa, with the seedlings.
The president concluded his remarks by emphasizing his belief that poverty should not coexist with development.
Enkulakulana weri ibibyo nabimwogera nkulakulana bikyamasobere wowowo olunaku lulamba naye obwavu buliranye n'enkulakulana.
He stressed that Uganda's growth and wealth creation efforts must be inclusive, ensuring that no community is left behind in the process.
The ones who buys my milk, whether he's a Catholic, whether he's a Protestant, whether he's a Muslim, whether he's an Indian, I welcome him, I love him.
President Museveni's tour of Bukit sub-region will conclude on Sunday, November 10th, with a visit to Palisa district. Robert Onyango, UBC News, Butalija district.
Uganda fire! Uganda! This is it! Bring that fire like never before! As Uganda Cranes takes on South Africa on 15th November at 4 p.m. Ewa Nambole! One more win! Gatugenda wa mo AFCON 2025! No panya, no calculator! Nkubidoni, wacha wewe! Katugwe chicho, buy your ticket using Momo at only 25k for ordinary. Atema abakashi! Ordinary goes for 30k, 50k for VIP, and 150k for Parendeba Platinum. Each ticket comes with a free train ride to Nampole. Get your tickets from MTN service centers at Jaberodi, Zebra House, Crested Towers, and Clock Tower. To avoid delays, or simply scan the code on your smartphone for easy entry into the stadium. Oh, why? Remember, no physical tickets will be issued or sold at Nampole. Proudly brought to you by MTN, the #1 supporter of Uganda's football. Together, we are unstoppable.
In the heart of Uganda, a financial revolution is happening. We were once left out, saving the old-fashioned way, with an unexpected saving spot, keeping it too close for comfort. But now, we found a better way to save and manage money. Download the Wendy app from Google Play or App Store or dial *229#. With Wendy, your money is safe and you can earn interest daily. Visit your Google Play or App Store or dial *229# to register. Wendy, Wanawoli.
To be a winner, you must have the discipline of a tiger. But when you are with MTN Momo, winning is easy. Simply get your phone, and use the Momo app or dial *165*3#, enter merchant code, enter amount, enter your Momo PIN, and pay. Congratulations! Hey! Your car is happy, and now you stand a chance to win mobile money with MTN Momo.
Honorable Fred Biamukama, Minister of State for Works and Transport in charge of transport, invites you to the launch of the 4-acre model campaign in the Greater Chibale District's Bunyoro sub-region. The event will take place at Chikwaya Primary School Playground, Kakumiro District, on November 15th, 2024, starting at 10 a.m. and will be graced by His Excellency President Yoweri Museveni. All residents, civil servants and the leaders from the districts that make up Greater Chibale, Kakumiro, Chibale, Kagadi, Chikube and neighboring areas are encouraged to attend in large numbers. This initiative, led by the President, aims to bring ordinary people into the money economy by showcasing farmers who have succeeded in the 1-acre model, 2-acre model, 3-acre model and 4-acre model. Join local leaders and residents in learning how small land can be used to enhance food security and socio-economic growth. Don't miss this opportunity to witness the transformative impact on local communities.
Welcome back. You're still watching the UBC News broadcasting live from Nile Avenue. We now take you into more news. In an inspiring gathering of minds and commitment, health tutors and clinical instructors countrywide have come together under their Medical Educationists Association Uganda to chart a bold future. Now, according to the association chairperson, Aaron Namasa, this year's annual general meeting is a testament to a shared vision for excellence in healthcare, education, underscoring professionalism, innovation, and community impact.
Health tutors and clinical instructors across Uganda under the Medical Educationists Association Mayor Uganda have convened for their annual general meeting focusing on enhancing professionalism, networking, advocacy, research and entrepreneurship. The chairperson Mayor Uganda, Aaron Namasa, commended government for recognizing health tutors and clinical instructors as essential professionals with increased wages. A recognition, he says, comes with a greater responsibility.
I want all tutors back to worker stations. I want them to commit to work, attend to the students, take them through the classroom sessions, engage them in the practical rooms, take them to the ward placements, field placements, do the work.
He urges members to uphold the highest standards of professionalism and emphasize the need for continuous research to enrich students' learning experiences.
We need to see tutors conducting research, action research that is targeted to solving contemporary problems in our institutions, in our communities. We need to see the healthy tutors in the hospitals attending to the patients, because we can't train what we can't do. We need to be there, attend to patients, be seen by our students doing it so that they can learn from us.
He encouraged members to form savings and credit cooperative societies to support the investment plans and called on Mayor to intensify support for members keen on publishing their research or educational materials.
We need to first inculcate the spirit of saving within us if we are to develop ourselves. Now, given that each one of the members at least is earning something, they need to save money. And after saving, it's when they can invest.
That comes along with some kind of benefits that can take you through even after retirement.
The resolutions made, we believe, will drive Mayor to another step. For example, the circle.
As the association strives to uplift health education in Uganda, Mayor remains committed to building a network of dedicated professionals eager to drive change in their communities and beyond. Charity Marion Imnat and Robert Boita.
And that brings us to the end of our 8 o'clock edition of the UBC News Tonight. My name is Wadulo Arnold, Dorothy Namuyomba on sign language. Do join us at 10 o'clock for an hours-long bulletin. Otherwise, up next is the weekly business roundup.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Bisi Mbabazi Chamkongwire owabeshongo ya